ones that I have just mentioned. So looking at such even digital inclusion, the world is going digital.
Yeah, true.
But then if we look at women, the illiteracy levels of women, if we're looking at the statistics, women and girls really part of the digital generation that we're talking about. Are they really, are the numbers really telling us that we have a lot of women in the system?
Okay.
So such challenges are the ones that Girls on the Lead is currently looking at to ensure that we achieve, yes, at least equality.
All right. So you've talked about equality. Yeah. Okay. So now, due to statistics, it shows that 21% of women are on the lead. Just 21% of women are on the lead. Why do you think the gap is like that? Because I think most people, most ladies, and most organizations have been there trying to come up to bridge the gap, to make sure that the gap is a bit lesser. But as of 2026, the gap is still like that. How do you think are the reason why the gap is still like that?
When we're looking at the gap and we're looking at the interventions that have happened in the country, actually we should be saying by now maybe we would have been at 50.
Yeah,
but
true.
yes, we still have 21% of women that are actually in the space, that are actually leading. But then now what is happening to the 79%? So the issue has to do, it gets us back to our cultural norms.
Okay.
It gets us back to our values. It gets us back to our beliefs. Trust me, I'm a young woman who is here today, but it's not like I'm not meeting challenges being here.
Okay.
It has to do with, okay, so you're a young woman and you're inspiring young women. Why? Why do we believe that a woman cannot lead? Why do we believe that if women are leading, that it's automatically translating to rudeness? And even when we are implementing our projects as Girls on the Lead, empowering young women, supporting them with small scale businesses, we have had cases where young women who are married are going to come back and report to say, they're facing challenges in their marriage because the fact that they are becoming independent is not well accepted. So it's a matter to do with the values that we've grown up believing.
Okay.
That keeps pulling us back. And when a woman is rising, the amount of the challenges that woman is going to face are going to be greater to pull that woman back. So we have women that have tried to rise, but they've gone back. They've tried to be in leadership, but they're being pulled back.
Okay,
Which
even women themselves around their circles, they're gonna try to pull the other women
yes,
down.
and the issue why women in the same space will be found pulling their fellow women back most of the times is because we've been put in a condition where the opportunities that are given to us are even very less.
Okay.
So it's more like it's not supposed to be a competition per se, but now this is you're looking at a woman who is also facing challenges. Now, if this woman is seeing some other woman rise, at the end of the day, they're the ones that are pulling those, pulling the other women back. They're like, so this is our position. This is where we have to stand. It's because at the end of the day, have women really been empowered enough to support other women? Or because I believe women are not supposed to rise, and then I'm looking at another woman rising, I will feel like the right thing to do is to pull that woman back to say, this is our position. Now, why are you not standing at the position that we are?
Okay. So now the fact that a woman is independent, the fact that most men doesn't really like women to be on the lead. They don't feel like they're supposed to be like because of the cultural norms and the values and everything that the society have preached to us. Okay. Now comes to you, what do you think can really happen? What should we do as women, woman to woman, or the communities that we're living in? What are we supposed to do so that we can push or we can be able to make other women be on the lead?
So I'll use the approach that we're using currently at Girls on the Lead. We believe in lobbying for change.
Okay.
We believe in, because I think also sometimes we should be very careful of the approaches that we're using in the communities.
Okay.
The moment you just go to the community and be like, this is what we are calling as change, it becomes very difficult for like the communities to even accept it, because
okay.
at the end of the day, that's what they've grown up believing in. Now we go in with initiatives to say, okay, a woman is suffering there. We should look at the real issues. First of all, the real issues that we should deal with. We're going with human rights, but we're going there to say we're here to end poverty.
Okay.
Yeah. So let us economically empower you. That alone, you've passed the message. That's the first stage. Now, now we're starting to balance up. Yes, we've started dealing. We started dealing with the challenge of when a woman is now getting empowered. What's the perspective in the community? Now that's now a stage where we have to say, okay, let us come together as a community. So we do community dialogues. We sit down with the chiefs. We sit down with the for the young women that are married, for those that are not married, we're sitting down with the parents. Okay, so these are the importance of having a woman also take part in economic empowerment activities. They will support the family. It doesn't mean that we're preaching to say women should be rude. So we're using the lobbying approach, making women understand why it is important for them to actually be economically empowered, to actually understand their rights. So when we're doing the economic empowerment activities, now that's when we come in with other several awareness sessions where we'll talk about gender-based violence. We're going to talk about sexual reproductive health rights, and we're going to talk about different rights that women have in general. So we're making them understand. And also, the other thing we're doing is putting these women in groups, in cooperatives, allowing these women to work together. And even though these women are in groups, they put in 7 groups that where they are able to save and also borrow money. It's not like at the same time they're all going to be well developed to like at the same pace. No, it's going to be different. But then when they're in that group, that's going to mean that they're learning from one another. They're going to be learning. It's not going to be like because I'm down today, I'm looking at another woman rising, and yet we're in the same group. You're able to learn to say, okay, so this can be me. This one, this is how we started. Look at my colleague. This is where they are, and then another one is rising again at the same time. So that alone is preaching unity together. Like you're in one group, you're rising. This one can help support this one. This one can help support this one. Now with such approach, now when they get to a broader scale, they're going to look at what happened on that group. So seeing that we were able to support each other in a small group like this. If we're seeing another woman rise, let us be able to support. So I feel like using the grassroots approach, you start with the grassroots women, support them. Let us teach, let us be able to put these women in groups. Let them be able to learn unity. Let them be able to work together to boost each other up. Now that, because I'll use the word, they say charity begins at home. And that's the community they are in. If they have learned love in their community, they are not going to not support a woman who is probably campaigning, who is probably doing something greater at national level.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. If you're just tuning in, this is Chinwag right here on MBC2 On The Go with me, Esther Moses. And here today we are chatting with Susan Chisi, who is the CEO and the founder of Girls on the Lead. She's a feminist and she leads a feminist movement, which she is just here trying to tell us and explain to us how she started her dream to have an organization. Stay tuned.
The EU is growing Malawi together through innovation that benefits communities. From supporting entrepreneurs with new inventions to advancing simple yet effective farming techniques, the EU and its partners are enabling local solutions to the challenges of climate change in Malawi.
By bringing in 2 or 3 crops together, you are enhancing food security, you are enhancing nutritional security, you are enhancing resilience to climate shocks.
Some of the simplest of ideas can yield the most impactful results. Just as the communities where innovation in farming are enabling not just food security and improved childhood nutrition, but also increased profits for farmers that is driving sustainable and inclusive economic growth.
Malingana ndi mmene anthu tachulukirana pano minda yathu ndiyochepa koma umapezeka kuti kamalo kochepa tumakola zokola zochuluka.
Welcome back. In the studio today, we've got Susan Chisi, who is the CEO and the founder of Girls on the Lead. And the first part, we were actually talking about how she had a dream and she made it come true. And now we want to continue on how she connects her life and the life of the organization. Welcome back.
Thank you.
We were actually talking about how economically you try and go in different communities and explain to them and teach them how they're supposed to change their mind from being someone who've got values and norms that are rooted in the society to come up with different things that they're supposed to bring them money or income at the end of the day. So now we want to understand from the Agenda 2063, with you guys on the coming from the organization, you guys focus on equality, you focus on the economic part. How do you guys connect these two things?
The Agenda 2063 of Malawi is looking at ending poverty also by 2063.
Okay.
And with the activities that we are implementing at Girls on the Lead, we are ensuring that women are not left behind in terms of, that's why we're economically empowering them, ensuring that women are also taking part in economic activities, and women are owning businesses, ensuring that, because if we leave women behind, we're not going to solve the problem of ending poverty.
Okay.
But if in a household, a man and a woman are all working together, they will come together, and when they come together, they're going to be able to have enough. They're going to be able to support their families together. They're going to be able to send their children to school together. And also when we are empowering the younger generation, we're ensuring that there is sustainability. If the younger generation of women is empowered,